Hi Taurus, I was actually going to do the proofreads first, but I kept hearing Taurus, 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 so I'm going to go ahead and do your birthday reading for you. This is your Taurus reading for the month of May with me, Kendrick from Providence Tarot. If you'd like to get a personal reading with me, you can check the description box for the information there. You can get one via email or via private link via YouTube, or you can see me in person here in New York City. All of the details will be in the description box. So let's go ahead and get started, Taurus. I'm actually going to be doing an unboxing with you, okay, for your birthday. I'm going to be using the Tarot of the Divine Masculine. And this is by Vasic and Vasic, or Basic and Basic, or Vasich and Vasich, or Vasich and Vasich. I don't know how you pronounce their names. I don't know if the CH is silent or it makes the actual ch sound. We'll see. But it's a beautiful deck. Once I start showing you the cards, you will see. One more time for Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you have a lot of planets in your second house, or your sun is in your second house, and you would know that by looking at your chart. I would suggest that you look at the wheel. I would suggest astrocharts.com. Nothing against any of the apps or anything out there that a lot of people are using, but sometimes it's hard to read because it just takes out a house that you don't have any planets in. I'd like to see that. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut these. I'm already getting oil on them. It's okay. I like the oil that's getting on them. So let's go ahead and lay your cards out. I love these cards because there is something that is very alternative about them. I won't say no. There is something that's very masculine about these. Let's see. Wow, we're taking our time. Usually I'm like, lay the cards out, but I'm like taking my time now with these. And you, what is the deal, baby? Okay, let's see. I was born to a Taurus, a Libra born to a Taurus, born from a Taurus. Okay, wonderful. So we have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is your energy. And also it is a new beginning for you. It's planting seeds. Maybe you feel like a new person. Maybe you feel like a new version of yourself. Maybe you have kind of like made it through something. You know what I mean? You've achieved something. And what I mean by made it through and achieved something is maybe you were able to accomplish something that you didn't think that you would be able to. Or you achieved something that you didn't think you would. Or maybe you endured something. You have the stamina, right? And the longevity to make it past one stage of something, you know, albeit intimidating or a struggle. You made it. So now you have a new beginning, and it is refreshing. Like I said, I'm going to show you these images of these cards. It's refreshing for you. Pardon the lilies. Right? Effervescent. I put on orange oil, you know, before this, and here we go with the oranges there, right? You know, and orange is a color of like happiness. So this Ace of Pentacles is bringing something to you and making you happy, and also, you know, reinvigorating your sense of self, right? So you feel reinvigorated. Your sense of self-value has been reinvigorated for you. You know, you know something. You have proof of something within yourself, right? And it's been proven, you know? So you really believe in something here with this Ace of Pentacles. And I would say definitely keep believing in it. You believe in yourself too. Hello. Ace of Swords. How you gonna get the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords? You saw me shuffle. I told you we were going slow, right? New beginnings, honey. New beginnings. Ace of Swords. What is we gonna do now? Listen, I need to calm down. The Ace of Swords is talking about a breath of fresh air. You know, the aces are coming from the 10. So there has been a result. There has been a resolution, right? Resolution, solution, right? Solution to a problem. The 10 of Swords is the Lord of Ruin. That's kind of like a problem, but this is a solution to that problem. That's why the Ace of Pentacles came up, because you're kind of coming up with solutions for yourself. You're being more self-reliant, and that's what I mean by your sense of self-value has been reinvigorated, or your stock is up. You see what I mean? It is. And the Ace of Swords is like cutting off things that are no longer a necessity, you know? I feel like the Ace of Swords is talking about boundaries, right? Psychological boundaries. Maybe you're cutting off communication from someone. You know what I mean? Your exposure to something, you know? Okay. This Ace of Swords is here. It's a sense of self, a sense of identity. So it's kind of like, I know who I am now. I remember, right? I remember who I am. I know who I am. I remember. And I find value in that. It's good. Checking in with yourself on many different levels, right? It's always good to do that. We always need a tune-up. So the aces come in after, you know, when the tune-up has happened, right? We have activated something. Something's definitely being activated with these aces. Action, right? Actualized, right? Realized, materialized, visualized, right? Something has come into form. You're at the beginning of a process. Seeds have been planted. Seeds are being planted. You know, these are initiations. Taking initiative. Initiatory, you know, situations. Things that come in that kind of invite you, okay, to begin again, to start anew. So this is great. Now, what's challenging that? The sun, not a challenge, not a problem, right? Didn't we say that? The 10s and the 1s? What are you doing? This is like getting 3 aces. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Do you remember that song? You got 1s all over. So if you're saying 111, you could be saying 1111. You could be saying 3. You could be saying the Roman numeral 3. 3 is a number of, you know, multiplicity, many things happening, things coming into form, you know, for you, right? The aces are also things coming into form to be, right? Like I said, self-actualization, you know, realization, self-reliance as well, not being intimidated by showing yourself how brave you are, you know? And the sun is here challenging and crossing, saying like, you are brave. Yeah, do something that you haven't done before, right? The sun is number 19. It's X1X, right? So you see that I in the center, it is me. Everything around me is moving, right? What I can trust is me. I won't cross me, you know? Right? And this is definitely energy of moving on, moving forward, growing up, you know? Being mature about something, right? Not creating any obstacles for yourself, right? Carving out your own path, cultivating your own reality. This is children. So some of you may really have that on your mind, and you're like, I'm serious about this if I want to have kids, and like, hello, okay? This is talking about career as well, new career. Maybe you found that job, Ace of Pentacles, right? Maybe you got that lead, Ace of Swords. Maybe you can finally say goodbye to the worry, Ace of Swords, you know? Maybe you finally made it past that, you know, that health challenge that you wanted to for yourself. This is also being your own leader, right? Taking the lead. Being assertive. Feeling like you got that energy back here with that sun, right? Some of you could be realizing something very deep about yourself, you know? What have I learned, right? I am my own teacher, 19, 1, 9, right? You have your own philosophies, right? That's how you lead. That's how you navigate yourself through your life, through all of your experiences that have given you your philosophies, right? You're always learning things. You know, that's what the sun is talking about too. I'm always learning and growing. Okay? It's asking you, what is your heart in? If your heart is in it, then you got to keep doing it. You know? Taurus. And also, it's kind of like, you know, the sun is, it rules the head, the hair, the spine, right? So be strong, be courageous, right? This is you can handle any of the pressure that is put on you, as you were made for this, right? Because look at the horse. That's the spine that the person is on. That's a strong spine, right? That's muscle, that's horsepower, okay? That is strength that has come over time, right? Definitely. Something's helping you along. You feel encouraged and motivated. All right. In the past, we got the Page of Pentacles. Hey, recent past, that's right there. That's very much materialization, right? Something coming in. It's pretty similar to the Ace of Pentacles here, right? Reliable, trustworthy, patronage, right? Someone caring for you. It has very much like the Jungle Book vibes, right? But this is an area of study, an area of mastery, right? So finding the job that was perfect for you in the area that you basically know well. You know, this is saying that you know your stuff, right? You know? This is saying you can chill because you are very reliable. You know your stuff. If a person was worried in the forest, right? Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, but this person is like, I know my stuff. I got this bear here with me. I can trust them. You know, very grounded, okay? So you stay grounded in yourself. You knew that it was only temporary, whatever it was that you were going through, but you were kind of conditioned to handle it, you know? Letting nature take its course. Very good in the past here. You did something with the star card in the sun position. Hello. You got the sun and you got the star card? Okay. So that's number 19 with the sun, but then the star card is number 17. So this is spiritual strength. It was your spiritual strength that got you through. You see what I mean? You knew that everything was going to be okay. And also the star card is like, you know what? I need to recharge myself. I need to recenter myself. You know, maybe you're someone that helps a lot of people and you need to also be recentered, right? You need to also check in with yourself. This is one of my favorite cards now from this deck. So beautiful, right? So it's really clearing out your energy. That's where you are right now, because this is in the sun position. You're clearing out your energy. You are having faith, you know? This is number 17, so it's like I am deciding to create, you know, healthy psychological boundaries between me and my outside world, me and my relationships. My relationships are an external part of me. I am centered. I am the core of my world. I am the center of my well-being. I am the, you know, the bringer of my well-being, right? Water is life, you know? And if Aquarius is the water bearer, then hello, they're bringing the well-being, right? The wellness. So we're thinking about our wellness, right? Our mental health from all different angles, you know? More meditation, more yoga. It doesn't have to be meditation sitting there. It can be yoga. You play your bowls. You can play your your bars. You could do whatever. Reading is meditation too. Why do you think that Mercury rules, reading? Okay? Reading and writing and arithmetic. And then it's also connected to like the Strength card, which is connected to Leo, which is talking about the things that actually make you quite special. No one else has it the way that you have it, So you have to be willing to identify with your individuality in a healthy way, right? You have to honor that. You have to praise that. You have to encourage that part of yourself, Don't dumb yourself down for other people. But then it's also saying like not coming out, with fist swinging either, because it's the Star card. It's not the Strength card, right? This is choosing not to respond when you don't have to, right? Keeping peace for yourself. I am my own peace. I am my harmony. I am my balance. What's going on here in this moon position for you, Taurus? You have a new moon coming up. Knight of Pentacles, trust the process, which is Virgo energy, coming from Leo, going into Virgo, right? So Virgo season, that Virgo new moon at the end of the summer is really going to be great. You're going to realize what was happening the entire time. You're going to be like, I'm so glad I trusted this process. But you got a few months. But the Knight of Pentacles is also saying like, practice makes perfect. You have to, do work on something every day. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is talking about. Working on something every day. Completing a task, whatever it is, as long as you keep moving forward, even if it's slowly. You know what I mean? As long as you know that things are growing, things are changing, things are progressing, right? And I want you to have that emotional strength to know that things are progressing. Or have the emotional strength because you know that things are progressing, right? And it's also creating real opportunities. You create opportunities for yourself through your day-to-day, right? When you can take care of the mundane, right? That actually affords you the opportunities to do things when it's time, or, to have fun when it's time to have fun, right? So, take pleasure in the mundane, right? Take action in that area too. Assert yourself. Because then as long as you're continuing to do the mundane things, it's like when a problem does arise, it doesn't make it as big because you don't have all this other little shit that you had just been kind of like not dealing with or doing, So that's why the Knight of Pentacles comes up and it says like, take care of those daily tasks, be as efficient as you can, but work slowly so that you don't make any mistakes, right? It's better to do things slowly than to try to get a lot of things done. So the Knight of Pentacles does want you to slow down. It's saying like you're moving, but like slow down. You don't gotta be like doing the most, right? That's why the Sun card is crossing the Ace of Swords. I think I need to be doing the most. You know what I mean? As long as you're doing very, very quality work, that's good. Very quality work. You know what I mean? With this Knight of Pentacles, right? Slow progress. It's going to be happening. You can rely on that, honey. That's why you got this Page of Pentacles here in the recent past. Because the recent past is saying it's here in the Page of Pentacles, right? Page of Pentacles kind of enjoys the fruits of the labor that the Knight of Pentacles kind of cultivates. But the Knight of Pentacles is you know, willing to give the Page of Pentacles what they need, if that makes any sense. Because they have a responsibility, the Knight of Pentacles, to feed the Page of Pentacles, even if the Page of Pentacles is like, you know, doesn't really know how good it has it, right? So maybe in the past you didn't really know how good you had it. But now, the Star card is like, wow, I'm really putting a lot of things into perspective, right? I'm thankful in certain ways that I wasn't before, because now I've been able to see a little bit more of the landscape here, right? I've gone to different places in my mind that are not a part of the external influences that I'm just kind of like taking for granted, you know? So it's, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on here. So it's like when you stop taking things for granted, i.e. yourself, i.e. your people in your life, i.e. the things that the people are teaching you in your life, i.e. knowing when other people are taking you for granted, i.e. etc., etc. You know what I mean? Then you start processing things in a very meaningful way, which is a Star card, but it's also the Knight of Pentacles. So this is, both of them are connected to Mercury, right? So when you start processing things in a meaningful way, the Star card, that is very helpful and beneficial to your psychological health, which is overall beneficial to your overall health, then, you know, you're going to start to change the way that you are doing things, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Because I'm doing things and I'm changing things and I'm reappropriating things. Well, yeah. Right? Taking things out, introducing things in. All of that. Fertilizing things. You know? Whatever. The World card. What do you say? What do you say? So we're going from the Knight of Pentacles to the World card. The World card is the hopes and wishes, right? Or disappointments. But like the only disappointment is that, like, you know, you allow the pressure to get to you. But the hopes and wishes is that you are going to be, you know, successful, you know. This is a ending on high marks, right? A very good outcome, right? So don't worry that the outcome isn't going to be good. You know, that's what you have to visualize, right? This is a 3. Imagery, communication. Say you can. If you don't think that you can do it, then you won't. You know what I mean? The process is going to be what the process is. It's, you know, like time is going to keep going. Things are going to keep evolving. You're going to always be challenged. The pressure is always going to be put on you to change. That's why you have the infinity symbol here, right? You see the snake, right? So you're going to be transforming. Okay? Transmuting energy, that 2 and that 1, balance, right? Opportunity, movement, duplicity, identity. I can be something different at different stages in my life. You see what I mean? So it's like you don't necessarily know how life is going to pan out. So you have to accept certain things that happen so that you are kind of like in line with your fate and your destiny, if that makes sense. You know, there's a change in direction. Your direction in life changes sometimes, you see? There's like a lot of changes. It's always changing direction, right? But you definitely have to maintain a sense of center here yourself. Did you get the Wheel of Fortune? No, but you got the Sun card. Now, the Wheel of Fortune very similarly looks like the World card. I promise you. Okay, so the 4 of Cups is here in the Mars position, which is interesting because this is Moon in Cancer. And right now, Mars is actually in Cancer. Mars is Aries, Aries, the Emperor. The Emperor is 4 in the tarot, and it rules all the 4s. So here we have a 4 in the Mars position. So this is talking about, you know, emotional impulse. It could be anger, right? Dealing with the mother, just because the 4 of Cups is Moon in Cancer, and Cancer is the mother, and so is the 4th house. But aggressions towards the mother, or the mother has aggressions. It could also be passive aggressions, just because, you know, the Mars is aggression, and the Moon is sort of like a passive planet. And Cancer is, I guess, an emotional aggressor, if you will. They are probably more likely to want to get into it over feelings about something, rather than someone who has a heavy Aries, Taurus, or Gemini placement, or some others, you know. But Cancer is the first water sign, so the impact of Cancer, especially Moon in Cancer, is very intense. I have Moon in Cancer. But this is saying be good to yourself. You know what I mean? Like, your anger is yours. No one owns that. No one owns your emotions. They are yours. You know what I mean? So don't let anybody take you outside of yourself through emotional aggression towards them, which is really towards you, because once they leave your presence, you're going to be with the person that, you know, was aggressive or loud or angry, right? Or volatile. You're going to have to deal with that, right? When you go home, that person's going to be following you, walking around with you. You're going to be carrying them around. It's going to, you know. So it's like you have to take responsibility for your own emotions. And that's what the 4 of Cups is, right? And taking your emotional power back. And taking responsibility for your emotions doesn't mean blaming yourself for how you feel. It really is saying, like, I realize that I am very motivated by your behavior, or very motivated by what you said, or very motivated by your inability to understand where I'm coming from, you know. And I understand that, like, me lashing out at you, or yelling at you, or screaming at you, or whatever, or cursing at you isn't necessarily going to help me. You will be amazed at how you maintain a sense of integrity, right? Emotional integrity, and also emotional intelligence, right? And control within yourself will make you feel so much more empowered than popping off would, right? Because you'll just feel good while you're blowing off the steam while you're popping off. But the restraint and the discipline actually has a longer lasting power. You see? It has more mileage than popping off. You know? And if you pop off and you decimate, you will have to, like, decimate the conversation or the relationship or whatever. And then you're gonna have to deal with the carnage, or you're gonna have to deal with the, you know, the rubble, the debris, the lingering effects, the lasting effects, the residual, right? And that's kind of what the 4 of Cups talks about, residual feelings towards someone's passive-aggressive behavior. Or maybe, you know, regretting something that you did, or regretting how you felt about something that someone did. But just because you regret how you feel about about what they did, doesn't mean that what they did wasn't still messed up. You know, it's just kind of reflection. It's a reflection. You're like, well, if I feel really bad over something that you did that you should feel guilty about, but I'm the one that feels bad about it, then maybe I actually do need emotional boundaries, and I need to distance myself from you, because there's a little bit of emotional manipulation going on here. right? Cancer's the first water sign. I mean, emotional manipulation is the first thing that a mom knows how to do with their kids, especially when they get old enough to kind of communicate with them. Because, you know, Cancer comes after Gemini, after the communication planet or sign. So, you know, once mom knows how to communicate with the kids, then wow, I can really use my power of emotional manipulation now. So, child. And some parents will do that with their kids, even into their, like, you know, from when they're young, even when they're old and grown, right? So you just have to be aware of when you are being are you emotionally manipulated, or are you emotionally empowered, right? Do you have emotional stability, or do you need emotional boundaries so that you can gain your emotional stability? Ten of Wands in the relationship position. So something has made your relationship difficult. Something has become a chore, you know? And if it's not your relationship, it's just kind of your environment, right? In your world. Something has become a chore. Something has become like, it seems like it's more work than it's worth, right? And this is saying like it's almost over, okay? You're almost there. This is kind of like a test. It's a spiritual test as well, just because this is Sagittarius. And you know, Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign, you know. They can almost make it past anything or get through anything with their high sense of, you know, will, pride, determination, right? So this is asking you to stay determined, right? Identify with the determination that you had at the beginning, right? Because this is just kind of like one of those times, because it's a 10, connected to the 10th house, Capricorn time. This is just one of those times where things are just not going as well as they could be, right? And that's just how, you know, things happen in life. But this is saying that this is going to be over soon, because somebody is actually going to learn their lesson, right? This is, Saturn being in Sagittarius, so it's Saturn being in its 12th house. So that really is saying that, like, the struggle is almost over. But just maintain a sense of discipline and stay humble. You know what I mean? Because this wants to get angry about what's going on. You know, it's tempting, right? Sagittarius, you know, they're coming from Scorpio, and they're the third fire sign. So don't tempt them, right? This is when somebody pushes your buttons to the point where, like, we were talking about that, right? Where you're like, I'm going to say everything that I've been wanting to say, and that's not everything. You know what I mean? You know, when you, like, really, like, let go with somebody, and you're like, damn, man, I didn't even say everything I wanted to say, right? But that'll be... But you just gotta, like, chill out. You know what I mean? Be patient. You know, you're just being tested, right? Because it's better to be like, man, like, especially when you feel like you would revert to old responses or old behavior or something. 33, a few seconds ago. And you don't, you're like, wow, I really have learned something. And it's not like, learn your lesson. It's like, wow, I'm doing things differently. I'm way more mature than I was. Something about my character has changed, because it's just over time, you know, when you're put to the test, pushed to the brink, and you still hold strong, hold steady. Very commendable. You know, something is pressuring your relationship too, right? Something's putting on the pressure. Because this is in a Venus position. Because this is in the Venus position in this reading. This is oppression, this is pressure, this is restraint. It's in the relationship placement. So something's putting pressure on your relationship. Something's slowing down the freedom. The sense of, you know, carefree, being carefree. You wish you could be carefree in this moment. But right now, it's not the time for you to be carefree, just because it's not. You're learning something about yourself. And something about the experience. It's been a long road. It's almost over. You know, don't beat yourself up. You know, right? Be careful when you're working out. Don't take on too much, right? Don't take on too much weight, or don't do, you know, too challenging of exercises that you know you haven't done before. You know, take your time, pace yourself when you're driving, pace yourself when you're doing physical activities. You know, don't get too crazy. Even if it's in the bedroom, don't get too crazy now. Don't start doing stuff y'all ain't never done before. Somebody get hurt. Physically. 8 of Cups, right. Leave it alone, child. You know, that's what the 8 of Cups is talking about. Whatever it is that you were dealing with that was like, you know, you were obsessing over emotionally, or something that you were thinking about, that you were obsessively thinking about, that was starting to get to you emotionally because of the thoughts, right? Because it's connected. My mind and my gut, right? And Cancer rules the gut, the feelings, the stomach, right? Gemini is the brain. Anyway, this 8 of Cups is talking about loss. This is Saturn and Pisces. Again, it's talking about Saturn being in the actual 12th house. So these are endings here. You know, so there could be some things that have ended, or some things that have kind of become harder to deal with over time. Some blockages there, right? Maybe someone is evading something. Maybe someone is ignoring the fact, or maybe someone is ignoring something. Someone is choosing to not have to face, you know, the music or the reality of the situation. Someone is actively like being passive, you know? So like they need to stop doing that. Yeah, that's what the 8 of Cups is. It's like it's time to stop being actively passive, because Pisces is naturally passive, and this is Saturn in Pisces. So Saturn is disciplining you, it's restricting you, it's making you, you know, feel the power, or feel the intensity of the situation, so that you know to move on, right? Or to get over it. And you know, it is talking about boundaries. It is talking about full circle moments, 360, right? It's been enough time and energy and emotional energy put into something. I put enough emotional energy into something. I don't need to like, you know, try to prove how I feel or whatever. Try to change someone's mind by telling them how I feel. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you tell somebody you're hurt by what they did or what they said, and they still don't get it, then it's like, just leave that alone. You know? What's your second to last card? 5 of Cups. See? Yep. Like I said, you got the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. So, Scorpio energy. So you're dealing with a Scorpio, or a Scorpio is involved, right? And you have the 8 of Cups here, which is an 8, like the 8th house, which Scorpio is the 8th house. Then it's water, so 8 and Cups. So, you know, you're definitely dealing with that. Pisces and Scorpio are water signs, yeah? Taurus is involved. But, you know, it's kind of like the 5 of Cups wants you to realize that, you know, there are going to be things that are out of your control that you can't, you know, that you wouldn't understand, right? It goes deeper than you think, right? You know, you might be feeling like you've done all that you can do, and you're right, you have. Because, like, sometimes people have to realize some things for themselves, right? When people find themselves isolated or emotionally abandoned or something like that, you know what I mean? It's like, that's when they learn. So sometimes people have to really go through something to get it, you know? They got to really go through it to get it. Then they're all like, now I understand. I get it. I'm sorry. And maybe they'll be saying that to themselves, you know? So somebody's going to be sorry. Somebody's going to regret how the way they acted. And that's the Mars in Scorpio, right? Because sometimes this 5 of Cups could be jealous, envy. It could be, you know, just spiteful behavior, because it's a 5. The 5th house is Leo, but the 5s are talking about Hierophant energy, which is Taurus. So it's still it's very fixed with the 5 energy. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing else I can do to make this change. You know what I mean? It's like I just have to either let go. Something has been spoiled for you in some kind of way. You know, but you got to choose to take your power back to be over it. Because it's like, are we going to cry over the spilled milk, or are we going to pour it down the drain? Because we know it's bad for us, right? So if you know something is bad for you, stop trying to have that. Because all you're going to have is a disappointment, right? Emotional aggression, passive aggression. You know, it's healing, right? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to heal. We are healing, honestly, right? And healing isn't clean. It's not easy, you know? There is something that's very pleasurable about it because it's cathartic, you know? So you're releasing all of these emotions or something. Some of you need to be active. You need to be active. Put this energy somewhere, right? Be productive, okay? Don't let this get to you. Don't let this become your reality. Don't let these feelings become your reality. Don't let these emotions affect your reality too much. You know what I mean? That's why the 5 of Cups is Mars and Scorpio, because it's like you can take that power back so efficiently when you really know and understand, and you have the conscious awareness to believe, okay, that, you know, something is just not meant to be, or a way of life is not meant to be. A certain lifestyle is not meant to be. A certain, you know, relationship, familial, may not be what it's meant to be, right? Let's see what the last card is. The 8 of Wands. We really went through it. The beginning of the reading was so awesome, and then the end came in, but now it's getting better. All things just keep getting better. Oh, think. Do you guys remember Queer Eye for the Straight Guy? That's what it used to be called. So the 8 of Wands is here at the very top of the reading, asking you to free yourself from what was holding you back. You know what I mean? Like, open your heart to me, darling. I hold the lock if you hold the key. That was not me actually singing. But, you know, not restricting yourself, right? This 8 of Wands is connected to the Star card because they're both 8s. They both reduce to 8. 8 of Wands is Mercury and Sagittarius in the 7th house. Mercury being in its 7th house, right? Freedom, emotional freedom, spiritual freedom. So you want to set your spirit free from something that was holding it back before, right? You want to free your mind. Free your mind and the rest will follow. So you're trying to get somebody to understand something, right? But you got to free yourself. You got to throw your hands up, right? You're like, I'm throwing my hands up. I'm throwing my hands up. I'm not going to keep trying to teach you. I can show you better than I can teach you. I can show you, life can show you better than than people can teach your ass. You know, it could be, because it's like, you know, your relationships, yeah, don't depend on your relationships to structure your life in the ways that you had hoped. You know, some of the intimate relationships that you have in your life may not be the cornerstone that you wanted it to be. Maybe that's another person, right? Maybe there's a deeper meaning behind the relationships that you have cultivated in your life, that you have fostered, you know, that you have kind of like continued to be a part of, participate in, right? It's like you might be adapting to a new way of life now. And maybe the old way of life was kind of some BS. And maybe it was kind of some BS for some time. Maybe you were carrying something that you don't want to carry anymore. You know, when somebody asks you to hold something, you're like, oh, it's not that heavy. And you hold it and you're like, you know what? I kind of don't want to hold this anymore. And you realize that they just didn't want to hold it themselves. And you're like, you can take this back. So I just feel like new goals, new outlook, new freedom, free thinking, transformative philosophies, new philosophies that help you transform your life, which is just a new way of living and thinking, a new lifestyle changes. You know, I feel like that's what's happening. You know, you don't ever always have it perfect. You're never like, this is the way I want to live my life forever. There's always going to be something changing. You see? You know what I mean? 8 of Wands, logic, and action. Efficiency, right? Move efficiently, right? So you need to exercise, you need to get out there, and you need to change up that workout routine. Just a little bit. Implement something else, add something, introduce another prop or another element, right? Maybe cardio is something that you don't put enough in there. You can make cardio fun, honey. Add some music, know how to count, know how to break up the exercises. You got yourself, you know, a partay. Anyway, Taurus, I hope that these were, you know, messages that you can really process, digest, you know, be sustained by in some kind of way. Hopefully that resonated. Follow me on Instagram. It's Providence Tarot there. My personal account is NYC Kendrick. And like, share, and subscribe. And definitely comment. Good comments, though. Not no BS. On YouTube, okay? And you can check the description box to see where to email me and where to visit me in person and book a reading there at Shanti, Bookshop and Crystal Gallery in New York City in the Union Square and East Village area, okay? Taurus, wow, I didn't think it was going to be this long. But maintain a sense of confidence, right, about who you are and the changes that have happened and how you have adapted to these changes. You should be proud of how you have handled yourself and how you have adapted to the changes. And, you know, you're smarter than you thought. You're more intelligent than you thought, you know. And really, it's about life's simplicities. Life's simplicities. Right? Not these difficulties, honey. It's not what we're trying to create. And not these over imaginative, hyper sensualized or sexualized pleasures or things or distractions or whatever. Right? Anyway, love ya. Talk to you soon. Happy birthday. Happy May. Yeah, bye.